I was
But
thinking maybe doing one with like old videos of mine or something like that. Or because
mm,
for some reason people like to see like the cast commentary or something like that. So
I
maybe that.
mean, that actually would be something good to like stream tomorrow, like cast commentary of that video, the
You can
specific video.
again, you can say what it is. People know it's coming out. Also, because the promo you
Oh,
mentioned.
I can say it. I didn't know if you wanted me to say it or not.
Well, you said the
The Mutant
promo which will
Girl.
be out.
Yeah, the Mutant Girl episode 2, season 3, and we can talk about it.
Yep. Here we are advertising the actual flagship series and what used to be the only series on the channel.
Ah, man.
I feel like it's just very
I'm
poetic
I
how this has like met such a decline, and while YouTube, the Amusement Girl is just on a constant rise.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love the Mutant Girl? The Mutant Girl is such a good show. So good.
Yeah, I haven't actually had anyone tell me that they don't like the Amusement Girl, but then again, maybe they wouldn't say that to me specifically if they if they felt that way. They probably
I
would say it
mean, no one
somewhere
has said
else.
it to me, and no one said they hated the Mutant Girl to me, which, yeah, technically I'm not the creator of the Mutant Girl, but I'm currently the co-writer, even though
Yeah,
people forget that for some reason, which I find weird, because I feel like people forget I'm the co-writer.
I think people forget that I'm
They're
the
like, "Oh,
co-writer of.
Jacob, the writing's so good." It's like, I'm also here. I also wrote a lot of it and gave a lot of the ideas. What do you? Just like, "Oh, Jacob, it's so good." Oh, hey, and you're seriously all right. It's like, really?
I think you did say that season 3 was where like you entered your writing stride
Yeah, no,
because
no. Season 3 is really where my like help is a lot more noticeable, other than like season 2. Because season 2 story, by the time got into the thing, was already pretty much planned out. And like it was only just small ideas and small little tweaks here or there is what that I suggested. You know, that really affected season 2.
yeah, and
Like
also
oh, I
Testost's
remember there was
reaction.
a scene. Crap. It was like Felix's introductory scene where Reina immediately recognizes him, and then when we were reading that, I'm like, Jacob, she never met Felix. She wasn't there, and he's like, and you're like, oh, and then we rewrote that part, so it made sense. She's like, you're Felix? Just like, how do you know
Oh, so
Felix?
I was thinking of a different scene. I was thinking when she like sees him at the slumber party, and they have like an exchange, like an understanding that
Oh,
they.
that is weird though. That is weird looking back at it. Like, I know foreshadowing, blah blah blah, or like build up, but like at the same time, it's like, how come Agatha doesn't pick up on the fact that they know each other? They never met. They never met to Agatha's, like in Agatha's mind.
I mean, it's not like she can clock their expressions and be like, oh, they look weird.
I guess, but like their words, you can still hear their words and their tone.
It's definitely not the kind of thing that you would like assume off the bat. Usually, just like, oh, something happened here between between my brother and my school friend who have never, to my knowledge, had a time to actually share a connection. But yeah, what you were saying before about like people forgetting that you're the co-writer of Music Girl, actually, I think more people forget that I'm the co-writer of Fallen Angels because a lot of the time,
Yeah, no, you
yeah,
definitely
yeah, because Fallen Angels
I
like that was
definitely
definitely
steer
the
a ship with
beginning.
Fallen Angels, but you are definitely but you are a co-writer. You did really help with that series.
Yeah, I think it's because like it's on like each of those series are on our channels, and it's like, oh well, this is like this person's thing. I think it's like I know that ponies and stuff like, for example, has had multiple co-writers for the movie, but yeah, it still feels like KW until the moment when you realize, oh, it's because of a bunch of different things that couldn't be changed for the good old classic not offending people.
Wow. Wait, did you ever watch the Ponies movie? How was it?
Oh no, I watched it on stream.
How was it? Thoughts? Was it
Um,
good, or was it terrible? Or was it
well, I
meh?
mean, I mean, I guess by pony standards it was meh because of the fact that there was a few. It seems to not really go too far with like a lot of the premises that it starts, and by confession of the creator, it was actually quite rushed as well.
I mean, KW really didn't have to rush it though. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Like, she could have just gave it time because, like, it for one, it's a movie, so it could have been longer. And like, if it wasn't rushed, like again, plus season two just ended recently, so I mean, season one just ended recently, and you don't have to immediately go into the movie if you don't want to.
Yeah, no. I like but we might the impression we might give sometimes. You don't have to jump immediately into the next project straight after you finish the last one.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the only reason I mostly jump into Fallen Angels immediately after like season one ended, for example, and like started working on season two, was just because the videos take so long to make. But at
Yeah,
the same time, I don't, I wouldn't. But the scripts are already written, like, and I wouldn't want to rush it. I wouldn't rush the season two script just to have
yeah,
season two be worked on earlier.
yeah. I think the max that we've done is like one full episode, first draft in a day, rather than doing just like
Yeah.
one single one that's having multiple episodes and just cram them all. But the way we do it with Fallen Angels, of course, being that you just end up presenting like almost the complete works, and then I'm essentially
Yeah.
proofreading and fleshing out. That does actually maybe we can get through more than one episode sometimes, but yeah, just that difference.
Yeah, I definitely need to keep working more on Fallen Angels though, because like right now, um, um, I worked on episode seven a bit, but I've been busy with work and depression here or there, so it's like I don't know. It's been a thing, unfortunately,
Yeah,
where it's like I've been like I want to work on it and I don't want that long of a hiatus, but I mean I also can't help that there's gonna be a long hiatus. Especially
yeah,
because episodes take so long to make. Especially because I'm normally making them solo more recently, so it's like so long.
yeah. In my case, they keep getting more and more complex, which means that yeah, they can be done. It just again takes a lot longer. So even with the team helping out, sometimes it just ends up like, oh, everyone's doing all these things, and therefore it comes back to get you.
Yeah. But wait, am I allowed to say the certain method I had for maybe future episodes that would help the production go faster?
I mean, some people might actually benefit from that, so go for it.
Alright. So okay, so if you don't know how me and Jacob tend to do the Mutant Girl in Film Mutuals whenever I send out audio to people, well, send out scenes to people, is we send people the audio of the scene and like the script, obviously, for the said part of this thing, especially, so they know exactly what to do. But like the idea I had was basically working on two episodes audio at once, where it's like we have like episode three and four's audio done at the same time, or like being worked on at the same time, so both audios are technically done, quote unquote. That way, the editors can either work on episode like three or four, and like that works really good for like especially the editors with short scenes, who like can only really do short scenes, you know. Like there's editors like, oh, I can only really do a 30-second to a minute long scene, and it's like, okay, here, there's no perfect scene for this episode, but there is a perfect scene in episode four. You
Yeah,
know,
that is true.
something
That
like that.
a lot of the Muse and Girl scenes do actually go on for a lot longer than I guess your average scene might.
And plus, since I tend to since I do a lot of the work on the Mutant Girl visually, which again, I do a lot of the visual work on the Mutant Girl, especially like the most recent two episodes. I did a lot of I didn't do as much of the work this time on the newest one coming out today or whatever, whatever, today on when this video comes out. But I did do a lot of I did pretty much do a majority of the work when it came to the remake. And like even episodes in general, I tend to do a lot of the footage because like I do all of those scenes. Oh, you died. Wait, does that mean
Yes.
you lose me?
It means I'd lose like what? Oh no, not the key. No.
Oh, I was about to be sad. Don't lose the key already. But yeah, no, like I've been doing a lot of those things, and like it would really help having all that audio in advance, so I could be constantly working on the Mutant Girl and helping Jacob. And like ideally, this would eventually lead to Mutant Girl coming out more consistently.
Yeah, I actually have a version that might go like a little bit even further than what you just said. Because we kind of know which editors are around a lot more and which ones take a while. We can actually just give them scenes in like the later episode to do, and then the faster ones can focus on the one that comes before it.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that sounds good, and that actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely, with the Mutant Girl especially, I want to find a way to get it out faster. Like, find ways to improve our methods of getting it out as fast as possible. Well, obviously not sacrificing quality, but and increase the production speed so we could actually get it out more consistently because it is a very important series. And Fallen Angel is like halfway through the season. Although, due to my depression, I don't know how long season 2 will take at this rate.
I mean,
And some,
since you're at the midway point anyway, an intermission for you makes a little bit more sense than me, because
yeah.
there's one season 3 episode out as of recording this.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, I want before the next anniversary to ideally get out episode 3 and 4. Like that's at the bare minimum the episodes I want out by the time the next anniversary for the Mutant Girl comes out, which is like March. I want 3 and 4 to be out by then, but ideally we would get out like 5 and 6, episode 5 and 6. That'd be nice.
I
But
mean,
3 and 4, I really want to get out by that time.
it all depends because remember the episodes
Or the
on.
Christmas special, the Christmas special count as one of them as well.
Okay, yeah,
Oh, wait, is the audio for the Christmas special actually done?
I think so.
Oh, perfect. That means we could start production on that whenever we get a chance. Well, one day. Or like we can maybe put that out whenever and be like, hey, this is for the Christmas special a few months later if anyone wants to take any of these scenes. But,
Maybe.
you know, because I also do want to get production on the Christmas special. Although we also need a Halloween special for Immune Pro one day.
Why?
Because I want it to exist. Okay? No,
I mean,
I'm just saying, I want a Halloween themed episode. It doesn't have to be a special per se. It doesn't have to be on its own. It could be within a season, much like we have a Thanksgiving episode later in season 3.
yeah, during season 1, I actually tried to write a Halloween special at one point.
Yeah.
It was it was supposed to be the rest of episode 8 part 2 because when I realized I need to split those episodes to meet what was then the 1 month deadline for me to release them, which by the way, really bad idea. Don't give yourself a 1 month deadline to make videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So
listen, dude.
but yeah, what that was because it ended up being like a 4 minute video after that, like 8 part 2. I decided, okay, well let's make let's do the rest of the episode as a Halloween thing and like actually take a bit of a detour. And then we didn't have time to actually record it or anything, so I think back in the day 8 part 2 was actually like was a bit complex for me trying to set up all the traps and all the different
Well,
motions
there was
and how
all
it
the
was
traps,
and
yeah.
how it
Like
was
the
long.
sandbag, the leaf trap. What other? I
Yeah,
forget
how
what other
it was
traps there are.
one big long
Was there a
action
net trap?
sequence. I don't think so. Yeah, it was just one big long action sequence really. So
Although I am excited for when it comes to that remake eventually, because that remake, God, that scene's gonna look so good with your current editing style.
hmm,
Well, you're probably gonna be the one to do it, but I believe in you, bro. bro. I don't know, but yeah, like I don't know. There's so much production wise.
yeah,
I oh,
like the
there's
real
so much.
there's two main reasons that it takes so long. Is that it's because the episodes are getting longer and because they just involve more people. And the more characters we
Yeah,
introduce, even though we're going to do an audition video, which you said we want to talk about as well,
yeah.
even though that's going to happen, we still it's it's still going to become an issue because of how many new characters are introduced, and also I guess the increase in editors, it did help me a bit not to lose my mind. But yeah, that is one of the reasons that it takes.
Don't worry, I got you.
Yeah, I know you got me.
I,
So you're gonna be on the fast team, so you'll probably be doing like episode 3 stuff. In
yeah,
between,
no,
of
I
course,
got the.
Fallen Angels, because I don't want to take away too much from that.
I mean, sometimes I also kind of lose motivation for All Angels as well. Like, this is kind of a problem with me. Sometimes I just lose motivation for certain series.
Yeah, this is
Whether it be writing or just working on editing. It's like, no, Aiden, you shouldn't just take 5 months, like, well, not 5 months, like 2 months, 3 months break from working on something
well
in the moment.
that's
I mean,
that's when multiple editors are a blessing. Like you lose motivation
yeah.
because you're just constantly like doing it all on your own. I remember the year 2019 being like the first of the majorly stressful years, I guess you could say. Well, I see maybe, but that was mainly because it was from the one show. I think 2018 was also like that, but from multiple ones. Because that's when I decided, oh hey, I'm gonna try daily uploads for this whole year, and then lasted like a couple of months. I never tried it again.
And also, Jacob, I'm just saying I wouldn't worry too much about season 3 taking a few years because let's be honest, the Music Freaks took over 3 years to be made.
I guess, and that was one season, so yeah. Well,
Yeah, and
it's
that's just
currently
11
one.
episodes total. Like you have them beat.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be the 24th episode,
Yeah.
which I guess means we should do like an announcement for the 25th episode. But you know, something short at the beginning of the next one, but we can work that out because I know that you've been suggesting a few scenes to be added in the interims.
Well, and that's the Thanksgiving episode, which I think it's gonna be either episode 6 or episode 7.
Yeah, I think it's episode 6 because I was reading a little bit before because I know you mentioned there was one scene you wanted to add, and I was trying to check to see where it would fit, and then the game loaded,
That's
so
good.
I was like, oh well, we'll just do it here. I'll just do it afterwards.
Yeah, well, we can check that scene afterwards. But like, listen, that scene, like that character needs more screen time.
Hmm. You mentioned
They do
two.
not get enough screen time in the season. I'm just saying.
They are otherwise indisposed, but yeah.
Well, there's a reason they're not getting tons of screen time in the season, but they still should have a slightly more, whatever it will take.
Hmm.
Oh, darn it! You died.
Yeah,
I got upset.
there was no getting out of that.
Oh. Well, that's a stupid death trap.
It's Bowser. What did you expect?
Actually, yeah, fair. I mean, he may love Peaches, but he also loves death traps.
Yeah. So I'm supposed to use.
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
I was gonna say I'm supposed to use Turbo Flood here, but